It's hard to remember that the winter season in the inland Northwest started out in grand La Nina style. We were breaking snowfall records and bracing ourselves for a long, hard winter. Then the snowfall came to a sudden halt. Is winter over? Well, not quite. You can already feel the change in the air this week, and the cool, sometimes wet conditions are making a comeback for the end of winter and the start of spring. Something happened shortly after Christmas. Our winter to end all winters suddenly stopped. In a record-breaking November and super snowy December, we piled up 3.5 feet of snow in Spokane. Since the start of the year, we've barely received a half a foot. The snow moved east, way east. Places like New England, the upper Midwest, even Texas started to get hit with the snow, while we stayed mild and relatively snow-free. So much for La Nina, right? Well, not quite. Colder, wetter weather is on the way. A smaller scale pressure pattern called the Arctic Oscillation is responsible. The Arctic Oscillation has been in a strong negative phase for the past 2 months, which sent the storm track into the northeast. That's why there's been record-breaking snow from Chicago to New York City. Now the oscillation has reversed, and the cool and sometimes wet weather will settle in on the northwest. Late winter and early spring looks to be a return to La Nina-like weather conditions, which means below average temperatures and above average precipitation. And here is your official forecast looking at March, April, and May. This graphic from the Centers for Climate Prediction, and back to La Nina conditions, a strong signal of below average temperatures for that time period indicated by the blue over the region. Now, La Nina is moderate right now, but May looks like weaken as we get into spring, and that would explain why, as far as precipitation, the graphic is calling for equal chances of above or below average precipitation, essentially average. I would disagree with that. Certainly through the first part of March, we are going to be looking at above average precipitation and below average temperatures. We might start to see the effects of La Nina fading as we get into April and May, but right now I would count on more wet weather for at least the next month and certainly in the next 7 days, which I'll have for you in just a bit. The really good news about this is March is a prime snowpack building month, and so we'll be able to make up any lost ground over the past 2 months during March.